Prime Minister Phuc, Deputy Prime Ministers, Ministers, Senior Party Leaders, Provincial Leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I congratulate Prime Minister Phuc and other national and provincial level government leaders for focusing this conference on the challenge of sustaining economic development in the Mekong Delta in the face of the challenge of climate change. What happens in the Mekong Delta affects not just the 18 million people who live here. It has national and regional implications that affect many hundreds of millions. And climate change looms large in its present and also in its future. We all know that the Mekong Delta is the most productive region of Vietnam in agriculture, agro-processing, aquaculture and seafood processing. And I'm pleased, Prime Minister and Minister Kung, that Australians can now enjoy mango and dragon fruit that are grown here in the Mekong Delta. Along with the positive developments, the Mekong Delta is also facing ongoing challenges, such as transport connectivity, climate change, and the unsustainable use of land and water resources. This changing Mekong Delta needs innovative new ways to address the challenges the region is facing. Australia is committed to working with Vietnam as real partners in a partnership of equals to make the most of the opportunities and to address the challenges in the Mekong Delta. I see our partnership as not just one focused on official development assistance, though we have a 25-year history of supporting the Mekong Delta through our ODA program. The Australian government is proud to have invested a total of $530 million US in this region, often in partnership with the development partners around the table today. Our partnership in the Mekong Delta engages the full range of the three partnerships of our contemporary bilateral relationship. An economic partnership which combines ODA with profit-focused and mutually beneficial trade and investment. A security partnership where we work together on contemporary security issues such as water security and coastal protection with the same commitment and energy that our defence and police forces collaborate. And an innovation partnership where governments, business and researchers collaborate on technology challenges to improve the productivity of existing businesses, right through to the creation of entire new industries. In each of these challenges, you will find Australia, a government, a business, or a technology provider ready to work with you. Our economic partnership in the Mekong Delta has rightly been characterised by our work over 2 decades to connect businesses and markets. We have been at the centre of the Mekong Delta's connectivity agenda. At the end of this year, we'll complete work on the second Friendship Bridge at Khao Lang, which will complement the original Friendship Bridge, the iconic My Thuan Bridge, which opened in 2000. The Khao Lang Bridge will remove a critical transport bottleneck, boost local industry, and improve access for local people to social and health services. 5 million people in An Giang, Can Tho and Dong Thap province will directly benefit from this, while millions of others in the Delta and elsewhere in Vietnam will share in the benefits of a more prosperous region. Soon, as a result of our work and other development partners, including the Asian Development Bank and the Republic of Korea, you will be able to drive from Ho Chi Minh City to Long Xuyen City in around 2.5 hours. But as we all know, private sector capital flows dwarf ODA as a development tool. And Australia's new development program, which we call Oz for Vietnam, seeks to leverage private sector capital as Vietnam's economic success sees it graduate from the most concessional financing devoted to poor countries and look increasingly to financial markets for development capital. Our priorities are to encourage private sector engagement and increase investment. So instead of building bridges at a single location, as we've done at My Thuan and Khao Lang, Australia will assist Vietnam to design high-quality, financially viable transport projects throughout the country, including in the Mekong Delta. We will work with the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to develop innovative approaches to engage the private sector in rural water supply, including in Dong Thap Province. We're also improving our trade links and investment within the region. Ausfeed, a joint venture between Australia and Vietnam, is a leading agribusiness company using integrated Australian farm-to-table models to produce animal feed, pharmaceuticals and processed pork products. And the company will open its 6th feed mill in Vietnam, in Dong Thap Province, in late 2017. Another example is Australian company Sunrice, which has been purchasing rice from Vietnam for over 10 years and is looking to deepen its investment. Sunrice's engagement has already benefited local rice growers through development of a high-quality rice that attracts a premium price and increases income for farmers. These examples demonstrate the potential for future business collaboration between Australia and Vietnam in the agribusiness sector in the Mekong Delta. Ladies and gentlemen, as a region exposed to both a changing climate and sea level rise, the Mekong Delta faces significant challenges to not only the prosperity of its communities, but also their security. These non-traditional security challenges are as real for the Mekong Delta as any posed by traditional security challenges, such as breaches of sovereignty. As we've heard today, water lies at the heart of these security challenges. Sometimes not enough water, as upstream interruptions to the flow of the Mekong River demonstrate, or too much, as is the case of saline intrusions into the Mekong's rice paddies or sea level rises challenging local coastal communities. Australia has invested in helping the Mekong Delta address these serious challenges. These complex transboundary challenges require strong coordination between Mekong Delta provinces and with neighbouring countries. Australia faces similar challenges in managing our own water resources across state boundaries, and we have lessons to share from our own experience in the Murray-Darling Basin. We will continue to look for opportunities for Australian water expertise to assist Vietnam with its own water security challenges. Although we are specifically focused here today on Vietnam's Mekong Delta, we know that we cannot develop effective solutions without working with upstream countries. Vietnam has the most to lose from upstream developments that could have devastating impacts on the Mekong Delta. And that is why Australia is continuing to invest in the work of the Mekong River Commission to support more equitable, transparent and effective water resource management in the Greater Mekong region. We've also supported the Government of Vietnam's study into the impact of upstream hydropower projects on the Mekong Delta. In other cases, conversely, there is too much water, salt water in this case. And I'm pleased that Australia has collaborated with Germany to introduce cost-effective technical solutions for coastal erosion in the Mekong Delta, including, as the Minister for Agriculture and Rural Development mentioned today, the re-establishment of mangrove forests. And we've worked with civil society to improve the resilience of communities. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Mekong Delta to flourish, innovative approaches and solutions will be needed to address the region's challenges. And Australia is advancing an innovation partnership with Vietnam focused on research, collaboration and skills development, with a strong focus on boosting productivity. The challenges are well known to government and its development partners. And we are already seeing some emerging partnerships. I'm particularly excited by the growing research partnership between Cantu University and some of Australia's world-class knowledge institutes, including the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research and the CSIRO, the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation. The collaboration between ACR and Cantor University, for example, has developed rice varieties that are more tolerant to flooding and salinity, helping farmers adapt to changing water regimes. And we look forward to further opportunity to share Australia's expertise and approaches to agriculture and aquaculture for our mutual benefit. The Australia-Vietnam Innovation Partnership is also supporting agribusiness innovation and increased business collaboration in the Mekong Delta. The Viet Uk Seafood Company, founded by a Vietnamese Australian entrepreneur in 2001, is a great example. Viet Uk has built strong business links with Australian research institutes such as the CSIRO and with Australian technology companies. These commercial relationships are delivering excellent results, including antibiotic replacement therapy for aquaculture, sonic-based automatic feeding, and a solar salt pond. Viet Uk now employs over 1,500 workers and exports over 40 billion premium shrimp each year. Australia has a lot to share with the Mekong Delta, and our partnership in innovation can build on Viet Uk's experience to accelerate technology transfer for economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today with a common goal: the sustainable and climate resilient development of the Mekong Delta. We are building on the successful Mekong Delta forums held in 2015 and 2016, and the groundbreaking Mekong Delta Plan, developed by the Government of Vietnam with the support of the Netherlands. The collaborative efforts of development partners and government agencies under the leadership of the World Bank have established a solid platform for future development. And I'm pleased to say that Australia has recently committed to a new 5-year partnership with the World Bank, in which climate change in the Mekong Delta is a central theme. Building economic, security and innovation partnerships with Vietnam is a priority for Australia, appreciating mutual contributions and the benefits for both sides. Although Australia is engaging on these issues